Hello, hello. This is Johnny Cycles of CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Pioneer Curious. Just a 5-lander. This is the second match today, and it's a pretty good hand. Elf into Dinosaur. Maybe we just put the yearling on the bottom. Our elf dies, though. It'll be sad. Second match. First match, we had to mulligan a lot because we had no lands. Starting off this match mulliganing because we have too many lands. I think I've played this guy before quite a bit. So the reality of Pioneer on MTGO is there aren't very many people in the free zone playing Magic in Pioneer. So I end up pretty sure I played this person once before. It looks like they're on a different deck at least, but yeah, you end up waiting a long time. Cleric, interesting. Cleric Tribal, yes, love it. Yeah, you end up waiting a really long time for a match, and then end up playing a lot of the same people, I guess. All right, Cleric, and you beat a Pugnacious Hammerskull. Next turn, I guess we can Regal Imperiosaur plus Commercial District, unless we draw something better, making our land drops easily. So yeah, I mean, this is a Gruul mid-range dinosaur deck, and with any Gruul deck, Gruul mid-range deck, unless you build it with card draw in it, you really are just playing off the mercy of your deck, right? I mean, we don't have any way to manipulate our library really, other than a couple lands. We don't have card draw. So yeah, we're just sort of left hoping that something like this doesn't happen, that we don't draw any more lands. At least we do have the Commercial District. And that's just three lands off the top, I guess. We were on the draw, so yeah. I mean, we drew 4 lands off the top. We've drawn lands the whole game. Yeah, sometimes it's like that, I guess. Do they have removal? Do they have a sweeper? Seems unlikely they're going to play a sweeper, but they gotta have a lot of removal, I imagine. Gaining some life, doing some synergies. Yeah, we're gonna really just need some we need some power. We have the power to punch through all this life gain, but we need to draw it, and we need to draw it now. One of our best draws would be Trumpeting Carnosaur. We'd rather read Agalta or hey, it's Agalta. So we definitely want to play the Galta first. Galta can close out a game with quickness. They want to jump block. And they kind of might as well jump block this. Yeah, they want to kill our Lord. Makes sense. Gain some life, take some life. But, I mean, they have to gain a lot of life now This cult is really powerful. It's really big. Do they have a removal spell? Find another land. So now they're online to turn on the Shadow Rite Priest. A fling would be great. Alright, naming Clerics. I do enjoy our opponent's deck. And if this is the first time I played before, they do play a lot of fun, semi-janky stuff. Alright, we need land! Why so many lands, people? Why? I think they're just going to take a hit, probably. And then go get a card from here. You know, just... Like I said, this is the problem with playing these types of decks. Sometimes you just end up running into Flood or Mana Screw. Like we had 3 Regisaur Alphas last match at one point and 4 lands. In this game, we've drawn 4 out of 5 5 of our draw steps have been lands. We put one on the bottom too. 1 to 5. Now they can go get something to kill us, I imagine. I just don't know why else you play this card. I mean, it is a Lord, so they may not have a silver bullet or a finisher, but if I'm playing Clerics and I'm playing this guy, I'm going to be playing a finisher. Alright, maybe they're not going to go. Maybe they have something even worse. And their final 2 cards. Look at the top 7 cards. Put up the X artifact in our creature cards of mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Alright, so they're going to combo off a little bit. Looking at X equals 3, look at the top 7. So what's the worst that could happen, right? Surely they'll whiff. Man, what would be our best draw? Trumpeting Carnosaur into Regisaur Alpha? That's a lot of triggers. Let's just go ahead and F6 through all that. I mean, they're going to gain so much life that now it's just... It's not over, but it's nearly over. Look at that. We have to block. Or we die. So, yeah. Our opponent's living their dream right now. We got a fling. A little late to the party. I mean, we can 1830 them. Man, they had just gained a little bit less life, right? We drew the fling right on time, theoretically. But it's just, yeah, I mean, this guy alone is like an 8-10. So they can easily just jump block, double block. They can just take it down to 20, and then they still only go to 8. And we'll skip up. All right, good game, good game. I enjoy the gameplay there. I'm pretty sure I played this person before, and they're very nice. All right, so their things have a lot of. I mean, we gotta bring in some removal, right? Try to. Not even sure those angels though are within anger range. I think we go Bone Horde, Dracosaur to try to like give us a flyer. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to water it down too much. We want to be fast and we want to put the pressure on quickly. So we just need. I mean, we have the anger. We'll use the commercial district to hopefully find a land, and we have a little bit of interaction. Again, though, I'm not sure, man. Maybe we just mulligan because essentially we have 3 dead cards in our hand without a lot of help off the top. But we have two things to do, right? Anger of Gods, we need to reset by turn 3. Pugnacious Hammer Skull, we don't, and then we still have the Pugnacious Hammer Skull that will live through the anger. And maybe we'll just have the opposite problem this time around, where we'll see nothing but lands, or sorry, nothing but non-lands. When last game all we did was draw lands. So I think the lesson here is, what can we do with dinosaurs that would allow us to smooth out our draws? Found a land. Then we find more lands. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're big Valkyrie angels that got 4 toughness. Alright, gonna gain some life. Get the party started. We're gonna Pugnacious Hammer Skull since the Land War Elves, while it does get us closer to Reacher Alpha, dies to Anger of the Gods. Hopefully we'll just draw a land between now and then. See if our opponent commits more to the board. We don't want to just run out this anger for no value yet. We can theoretically play a land and then still either the Trumpeting Carnosaur, Land War Elves, or Anger, then Land War Elves. Going to combat. Alright. Give us a land deck. Not ideal. Especially because I can just block, preserve their life total. But does put us in a position to Bonehorde Dracosaur next turn, which, if they don't have an answer, will begin to gain us the kind of card advantage we need to pull ahead, or just reaches our alpha, swing it in. Okay. We just want to kill this. What would you take? I think we're going to just let them take whatever they want, because anger's not good for them. None of this is good for them. So we're kind of okay with them taking whatever. Taking this is probably this has the highest impact, in the sense that if we draw a land, we get the 2-for-1. Bonehorde Dracosaur is also a super powerful option. They might just take the anger because it's one of their. That's our answer. Untap land. If the Regis are alpha, that'd be pretty sweet. Do we want to cast that? Sure. What a whiff. Alright, well, I mean, we do have 7 more. That was 7 out of the. It's not unheard of. It's very disappointing when we finally get. We're swinging for a lot of damage next turn, though. We'll see what our opponent gets up to. But yeah, I mean, man, that would have been so sweet to hit something else. In hindsight, obviously, Bonehorde Dracosaur would have been a better play. Oh gosh, we gotta land more elves off of it. But if our opponent's not doing anything, there's a lot of damage coming through. Okay, settle. It's good. That's a blowout. I mean, definitely a blowout for our opponent. I don't have something else though. We're going to continue putting dinosaurs on the battlefield. We've been lucky enough to hit our action spells. Guess they're going to do their thing again, it looks like. Kayla's reconstruction, sure. Yep, take that. I think what we're going to do is probably tap this. Anger. And for 5. Save our Regisaur Alpha, since it has the 3 damage on it. Alright, well, so our opponent knew about the anger, and they still went for, I mean, that was their best play. They could have gained a ton of life like they did in the first game and just put the game out of reach that way. Instead, they hit some various clerics or do things, but they may just have another one, which, man, good for our opponent. Gotten it all. Has it all. Here we go again. Ayla's reconstruction, it looks like. Number 2. Sure. See what they hit this time. We'll get some looks ourselves with Bonehorde Dracosaur if they don't find an answer in their top 7. Which they do. No, mana value 3 or less, so they don't. They do find a variety of clerics that are nice for them, but and then they can use this to sack. We get a couple of looks too, though. What do we find? That was a good draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 6, and 5 is 11. So we can't do that. We could have done. We could just do another Bonehorde Dracosaur. I think, yes. think this has the greatest up button. We can still do it too because we can play the forest. I didn't even bother looking up here. This is where our anger would have been. Anger. I guess it didn't kill anything. Sometimes it's good to do the math, folks. That's the lesson there. And we just put 3 damage on all of our creatures. Just for funsies. I think they're going to be needing to block quite a bit to have a chance. And they die. Yeah, so I mean, the anger was, I could have done the math. I thought these, yeah, they each give each other plus other, so not sure. Oh, this is why. Okay, that's why. Because the patchwork. That's what I was confused about. All right, so that's why the anger didn't kill anything, but it did make it where blocking was not very great for them. Might have been that way anyway, to be honest, but okay, sweet. Now, on the draw, what do we want? We have so many 2-for-1s. Man, I think we just run it back. Anger is certainly not at its best. And we saw at its best and its worst in that game, right? The first time it was kind of a blowout. Second time led to some blocks that resulted in death for our opponent's creatures, but they probably would have resulted in death anyway. Okay, well, we can keep this. We have some ramp. We can go L's into Agonasaur. On the top. They had the settle the wreckage too, man. Very nice. Oh, another one. That could be good. Don't want to complain about it yet, but man, sometimes you just want to find lands. Theoretically, if we just draw lands from here on out, we'll be in a pretty good spot. They have a lot of interaction. It's not the type of interaction we ran into in the green-white death and oh, another one. I swear, this is the second match today. In both matches, we've managed to draw 3 Registar alphas. And it's fine. It's a great card. Don't get me wrong. It's just, are we gonna make land drops in time to cast it? And then if they play that spell that makes our cards cost 2 more, then they get 3 for 1 out of that. Anyway, the green white death and taxes played a lot of just exile based stuff. Skyclave apparition effects. This one, what a blowout. And maybe they name anger. Seems like you would want to name Registar Alpha. And yet here we are again, hoping to draw lands and spells, but not the kind of spells that is anger. They did name anger. Okay. Well. Play another dinosaur, I guess. And you see the non-bow of anger and alpha and mana dorks, right? That just So we ramp into an anger and then we lose our ramp and we're left with 2 mana. Not that we can cast anger now anyway, but should we be able to? So we're really just at this point hoping to pressure our opponent, hurt them with attacks until they, and keep them from gaining too much life. There's also just that. You can also just play a Galta. So this is Galta at her best. 2 mana. Oh man, just 2 mana for that. Oh, I mean, for 14/14. This might just be too much pressure. Turn 4, look at all that. Turn 4 we have 28 points of damage, 28 power on the board. Can our opponent come back? Can they gain enough life with their Kayla? They can't cast that spell. Can they get rid of the Galta? Do they have a hand with Settle the Wreckages? Up to 7. I just don't think it's going to be enough. And we draw a land. Untap land, please. Mystic. So I think they just go block, block. I think they're dead. Yeah, they scoop it up. All right, well, I mean, we raced that time. You see the power in X Entry. They know our hand. Atroxa, yeah, okay. So that's the black card that I think they get with their Cleric. Elite Spellbinder. They just couldn't find land. They had a lot of ways to deal with what we had, but whoops, I forgot to say GG's. Anyway, Ethan, I think I played you before. GG's. Love your deck. For CyclesGame.com, this is Johnny Cycles. Catch y'all on the next one.